beautiful and everything. All right, so Parks Festival. So if you have a look at this one, can you see on my screen now?
Yeah.
So see, we got the dish there. Let's turn this on, see.
The Parks Festival.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you hear that or not, you guys?
Yes.
Should be able to hear a car.
Yep. Yes.
You can?
Yes.
So this guy, he's one of our Elvises. So every year, we go to the Elvis Festival.
Oh.
Oh,
There you go.
You done that.
hey Pete, 2 years ago, I went to the to Gracelands in America. Hey Pete, 2 years ago, I went to Gracelands in America,
Yeah.
and that was interesting. So this would be interesting.
Yep.
Parks Festival. Isn't that normally in about January?
So they've got the sign Elvis up now, the gold sign of Elvis.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
That's what it is, yeah.
You guys like Elvis or what?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Well, actually, I'm not into
Oh,
that.
that's a good one.
Actually, I'm not into him. But 2 years ago, I was in America with your lot, and I went to Gracelands,
Yeah.
which was interesting. So, as I say, I'm not into that music, but I was just interested to go there and see what it was like. But I believe this is I think it's in January, isn't it?
I'm just going to pause this for a second. You know the yellow wiggle?
Yeah.
You guys know the yellow wiggle?
Yes.
When you go to Parks, he actually owns one of the museums. He's an
Oh.
Elvis fanatic. So when we go into his museum, we're going to have a look around there. He's got original Elvis memorabilia.
Oh.
So you're going to actually wander through. It's really cool.
Yes.
Mm.
So that's worth going into. Oh, there we go. I know her too. So I reckon.
Isn't that festival thing normally in January, Pete?
Yeah, it is. So we're going again this year. So it'll be on this year.
January.
Next year.
So the Elvis story, here we go. Well, 25 years of Parks Elvis Festival. God, that's gone quick. I reckon we've probably done 10 years of it.
Huh.
So we go up there every year.
Wow. Oh.
Well, sorry.
Hey, Ray.
Oh, I can make you the cuppa.
I'll get through the boring bits.
Oh my god, are they dressed as Elvis? Oh, no, just video.
There, can you guys dance like that or what?
You went away or what? What they doing? Perfect. Yeah,
Thank you, Darcy.
Oh, I don't know. There we go. Probably needs to cross through it.
I can't hear anything.
This guy's changed his name to Elvis. Come on, let's get to some of the good stuff.
The parade.
Well, this is the start of the Elvis Festival. Look at that. It's a few years ago.
Pete, how long does it actually go for this?
The Elvis Festival,
Yeah.
what was it? I think it's about 3 days in reality. But coming out of Sydney, they have the Elvis train that comes out of Central Station to Parks.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it on the news a couple of
And
times.
that's meant to be really good. And they've got music and dance and everything all over the train. we drive up in the coach from Melbourne, and so we crank up the music and have a bit of fun doing that. Well, hey, look at these guys. I haven't seen this one, so this is all new to me.
This sounds interesting. Three days.
Looks like Gail's place.
So it normally goes for about 3 days.
Yeah, so this goes for 3 days, the Elvis Festival. Clicks over for 3 days.
Uh-huh.
At the end of the 3 days, but we've got about 5 days, because on the Friday, I was at the Thursday before, they generally have a build-up to, hang on, I'll just mute this. They generally have a build-up to the festival on the Thursday. The Friday, the festival starts, then Saturday is the big day, and then Sunday it eases off a little bit. It's done in parks in New South Wales, because it's just a fun place to go to in parks. So we go out to the Dish. You ever seen the movie The Dish, you guys?
Yeah.
So we go out and have a look at the Dish and clown around there. And then, they've got all these different people. Like, this is the football club. And I must admit, isn't it, Catherine? We're become celebrities up there. They love seeing all of us up there.
They've built a new stage, which they haven't put in action yet. So,
Oh, they probably haven't been able to.
no. So when it is next year, they should be back up and running out there and making it really good.
Yeah, well, last year, well, not last year because we didn't go last year. The year before, we went on trike bikes. They take trike bikes up there.
Yeah,
And there's a guy. I went on his trike bike. When was that? That was earlier this year. I went to Sydney and had to go out to Dubbo, and this guy lives in Dubbo, and he has a trike bike. So we go out cruising on a trike bike in Dubbo. That's really good fun. So all these parades. So they've got all these parades running all the time. Let's get through to something a bit more present. But you look at this, they've had weddings up there and everything. So it's great fun. It's just a good fun. If you like music, dancing, goofing around, being silly, just doing crazy stuff, this is well worth going to. And you've got all different types of Elvis. You've got the fat Elvis, skinny Elvis, good looking, ugly, tall, short, whatever you like. Everybody could be an Elvis. You don't have to be a male, you could be a female, you could be I get dressed up as Priscilla. So one of my goals, actually speaking of this, one of my goals, I want to stand up the top of our coach and I'm going to dress up like Priscilla and go cruising around Broken Hill, because that's where they filmed that movie. So yeah, we do. And on that, we're doing the Broken Heel Festival. So if you like glitz and glamour again, do the Broken Heel Festival. That'll be good fun. That's a new one for us. And they've got that. I think that's the 6th of December or something. It might be 1st of December. That one's going. So that looks like a lot of fun.
1st of December. How long would you be out there at Broken Hill?
I think Broken Hill, we're there for probably about 4 or 5 days. But it's all glitz and glamour. It looks like it's a heap of fun. Heaps of fun.
Actually, about 2 years ago, I went and saw the actual. You're saying about Priscilla. I remember the movie. I went and saw the actual show stage version, which was audio described.
Was that good?
Oh, it was funny. Absolutely funny, especially with the audio describing all the costumes. That was hilarious.
Yeah, right. So that's a bit about Elvis anyway. So another one that we want to do is Tamworth. So I was looking at this one a bit earlier.
Tamworth
Music Festival. Have you guys been to Tamworth before?
No.
With lots of buskers on the streets.
Yeah, this actually is a good one. Like I said, I was watching this one before. Looks all right.
I've heard of the place because you hear of it every year with the Golden Guitar Awards, but I've never been there.
So you look at these kids here, and they're just on the street busking. we've actually joined some of these people on the street and started busking with them at times. And so we got all of our group together and we started singing, and people are throwing money into the hat. So, and we ended up giving it back to the guy that we were near. We said, oh, we just do it for the laugh. We just want to have some fun with it. These whip crackers, they're there every year. And this guy actually makes whips as well.
I know that's over the Australia Day long weekend, isn't it?
No, just before it. So it's just before, and it goes into Australia Day, yeah.
Yeah, you hear it every year.
Yeah, the main street they're on is Peel Street. If you know Adam Brand, he was actually discovered on Peel Street as a busker. They are young and old alike. Age is no barrier. And you've got all different types of cowboys.
Yeah.
See? Cowboys in dresses, everything. I reckon it's a classic. It's great fun. And we go into some of the pubs there. Hang on, I'll just pause this for a sec. I'll just mute this. We go into some of the pubs there, and they have the best bands going, and so we just get up and dance all night. And we had 2 vehicles up there, was it 2 years ago when it was on? And, we were just running around between all the pubs. It was terrific fun. We had so much fun.
Pete, do you ever have very many vision impaired or deafblind people on your tours?
Yeah. That's certainly growing. Yeah,
It's growing.
yeah, it's growing all the time. Yep. Yeah, music and performance to suit all tastes. Now, this guy's just on the drums. Aboriginal bands, they got all different types of people up there. He looks a bit sweaty, that guy, actually. Look at the sweat coming off him. But some of these bands and these buskers have been going up there for 20, 30 years. So we see the same people when you walk down Peel Street. We see the same people nearly every year, so you get to know them. It's really cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
Market going on there.
Like I say, I've always heard of it, but I've never been there.
Yep. All right. Do you like trains, you guys?
Oh yeah.
So each of these, so you see here that we do all different types of holidays.
Yeah.
So I'll jump into our website as well. So all you have to do is type in Clubmates Travel, and also our new brochure is on the website now as well.
New brochure. Is that for 22, 23, is it?
It's 22. We haven't done 23. We've just done 22 because of COVID.
Fair enough.
So basically, if you click on that travel brochure
Yeah.
in the website, you can go and choose your holiday for next year.
Oh.
All right. So all the holidays are sitting there. So we start off with, our values, citizenship and all that sort of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Lots and lots of work goes into this. But here we start with, so we're doing a few different trips this year. You'll all get an email, an electronic copy of the brochure, probably come out possibly late this week, but more likely very early next week.
Next week.
You'll get a hard copy brochure posted probably in the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
All right. So we've got all the different holidays here. So everyone in New South Wales, I'd suggest you actually go and look at a New South Wales holiday.
New South Wales.
Sorry, that Gold Coast one, I don't know whether we're going to get up there. People from New South Wales and Victoria, I don't think we're going to get to Queensland this year.
You said that one to Parks. What dates are you looking at that one?
The Parks one, I can actually probably even find that for you. Rock and Roll Elvis. So for you, Mark, because you're Sydney, you're the 4th to the 11th of January.
4th to the 11th of January.
Yep. So, and you'll get a train and the coach. Whereas for everyone in Victoria, it's the coach up there. I don't think we've got Queenslanders in here today.
What about the other one you were saying to Broken Hill? Broken Hill.
Yeah. That's in a different area. But actually, I should try and find that one because we're just updating all the dates. We've only decided on the new dates for that just recently. I'm pretty sure we've got it from the 1st
of December.
1st of December, because that's when the festival starts. So we're updating our website probably either today or tomorrow with the Broken Heel Festival. So we know where we're going with that.
And Tamworth is, as you say, is before the long weekend in January.
Our Tamworth date, so for you, Mark, because you're Sydney, 13th to the 20th of January.
13th to the 20th of January.
And Melbourne's the same.
2 driveways up.
So, yeah, we drive. So, like I said, the Melbourne people, we drive up. Sydney people, you get a train across and you jump on the coach as well.
You'll see another drive.
It'll be good. They're always good. But that's our brochure. If you want to have a look through the website, you just have to go to Group Holidays here.
When you go into the driveway, there's a little cottage.
Click on that.
Going straight down to the other hallway.
Maybe choose the month, or these are all the new ones
I'll get close.
coming up anyway.
Yep.
So our New Year's Eve one, so for Sydney, Let's Party in the Mountains. That's the Sydney one. The Vic New Year, so that's obviously Melbourne based.
And so just
And then the Gold Coast New Year's Eve is for Queensland. All right, so you can choose whatever you like. And then we go to Elvis, Tamworth, trains. Who likes trains? Do you guys like trains or what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Colleen, do you like trains?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah.
My pajama wearing girl. I like Colleen because she's in her dressing gown. She's only just got out of bed. You've got to love it, haven't you? You've got to love it. Well, we are in lockdown, so what the hell? So once you got to here, though, if we have a look at the trains to the capital, click on the trip, and it actually tells you what we do there. Then over here, it's got your dates and pricing. So at least you know, and then you can just do the drop-down box here. It tells you where you're leaving from. So if Melbourne, it comes up with the dates and everything else, which is, for this one, it's no different to Sydney. So, but we're suggesting while we're going through all this vaccination process to maybe stay in your own state, or if you're New South Wales or Victoria, I think you can probably cross over. But the other states, we're not terribly well liked at the moment because we've got so many COVID cases in this southern eastern area of Australia.
What have you got for trains?
Trains to the capital. Let me open up what we've got here.
Over the sign there.
All right, trains to the capital. Let me open it up and I'll pop it in there for you.
Bread.
I don't know what this one looks like. I haven't even looked at this one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there. We got to have an ad though, because you've always got to have an ad before you start anything up. This video will play after the ads. Oops, sorry. Oh, what's that? There are some trains here.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's Werribee to Melbourne. We don't want Werribee to Melbourne.
Oh, sorry, there.
I'll find something a bit more interesting than Werribee to Melbourne.
Oh. I can't see all that.
I think this is just giving you ideas on holidays.
Yeah.
No, you wanted us to do it.
Yeah.
And just that one. You feeling famous?
Yeah.
Some more ads, because you can never have too many ads. See, all this armchair travel, we were just sort of, this would be a good idea just to chat to people and show them stuff, because we're all been locked down for so damn long.
I know. Tell me about it.
Here we go, Central Station in Sydney.
Yeah.
Ships, do you mean?
So if you've ever been through Sydney on a train, this is where you're going to come into.
Oh yeah. That's
Lots
right.
of food in there.
Sniffs. Potato crisps.
Oh, Christmas time, there you go.
Oh,
Cocktail Frankfurt's about half a kilo.
So we're quite busy. We've got quite a few holidays geared up leading into Christmas, and then after Christmas we got the Tamworth, Elvis, and all the New Year's Eve holidays going as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Show us the trains. You've been on the light rail in Sydney, Mark, or not?
On and off one with I volunteer, but I don't think with a group.
Yep. we'll get through to some fun stuff.
$3.
There we go. Let's get on the train.
Ooh.
So with this one, what we're doing is we're actually going from
Whoa.
Melbourne and Sydney, and we're getting a train into Canberra.
Your card. I'll need your card for the meeting and stuff.
You only do economy class because the train rides aren't that big or anything. But we get a train into Canberra and then we play around in Canberra.
Well, that was my first trip when I went with you in 2016.
Oh.
Yep.
I went to Canberra and I had who was it? I had Tammy and who was the other lady? Deb from Sydney.
Oh, yep.
That was my first trip with you, actually. And it was a good one.
Tammy's up in Harvey Bay at the moment.
Who? Where is she?
Tammy's up in Harvey Bay.
That's a nice neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah, he's talking about all the pies and sausage rolls. But this is what I like. When you're cruising along on a train, you can actually look out the window and enjoy it. A really good train trip to do is the Indian Pacific when it crosses the country from Sydney to Perth or Perth to Sydney. Or Adelaide.
Pete, that is one I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, well, we actually had a Northern Territory trip organised for this year going from Adelaide to Darwin.
On the GAN.
Due to all the lockdowns, we couldn't do it, on the GAN. So we're going to move that. We're going to put that onto next year.
Well, that one with the Indian Pacific, I've always wanted to do that. I've seen it on a few travel shows, and I thought to myself, I'll do it one day.
Yeah, well worth doing. Absolutely worth doing it.
Peter is very interesting too.
What was that, Catherine?
The train, the long route.
So when we get to Canberra, because it's going to be a sort of a train-based type of thing, we're going to have a look at the museum there as well. So let me show you around the museum.
Yeah.
So Canberra didn't traditionally have too many trains going into it. So if you come from Melbourne into Canberra, we get the train to Yass, and then there's a coach service goes from Yass into Canberra. I know because I used to get it all the time when I was growing up. I was brought up in Yass, so I know it. Whereas Sydney, you come into Canberra.
Into Kingston.
Yep, yeah, into Kingston. So, and then we generally stay somewhere around there as well, so it's nice and close. So Canberra, if you like trains, Goulburn's got a really good roundhouse, and they used to have all the trains come in there, and they'd sit on this big round wheel, and it'd spin around and move the trains about and everything else. Quite amazing.
Uh-huh.
And Junie's got one as well.
Junie.
Here we go. Oh, actually, watch this. This is the Goulburn Railway Museum. This is what I'm talking about. It's really good. This not so good, maybe.
Actually, you're saying about Yass. I think I remember when we were there, we stayed at this place in Queanbeyan.
Yeah. So these are a bit average, these ones. But the Railway Museum in Goulburn, I'll let it run while I talk. The Railway Museum in Goulburn, what they do is they actually put the trains back together. So they take the engines of the trains, reconfigure them, renovate them, update them, then they send them back out on the tracks. When I was there probably 5 or 6 years ago, they had a train engine that was built in 1969, and they renovated it, got it back out, and they put it back on the tracks. So they have to put all the technology in it, so all the radios and all the technology they need. It's quite amazing. And just there's a group of sort of retired people that that's what they do. They love it. Can't get enough of it. And if you like, I'll just grab another clip here for you. So if you like Canberra as well, it's worth having a sniff around Canberra. Canberra's actually a fun place to go. I was brought up there. So if you want lots of useless trivia, I've got loads of it. So that's Old Parliament. That's Old Parliament House. There, new Parliament House up there.
I think last time I was there, we went through the new place.
You know, I'm a carpenter by trade, and when I did my apprenticeship, because I did it in Canberra, it was just before New Parliament House. Well, New Parliament House had just opened, and they reckon that the rorting was rife there. I reckon they're driving concrete trucks in and then give them a bit of cash, and they'd drive back out and they'd concrete the workers' houses and things like that. It was amazing. So, Lake Burley Griffin. So you'll see the Carillion just in front of us there. So this thing here, I can't move my mouse quick enough. The Carillion, so is the front of our defence forces, where all the defence forces are housed, all the bosses. On top of that as well, so the Carillion is basically, it plays music. It was a gift that was given to us by the US. So yeah, it's good, very good. But great place to go to. Canberra's well worth going to. It's got some really good scenery, nice place to go, and you can go and visit politicians and things like that as well. Where's Tom?
I remember when I went down there that I went to the War Memorial down there, and that was one place that I always wanted to go. So
Yep.
that's an interesting place too.
Yeah, it's very good, very good. All right, so we'll dump that one. I'll just grab you another little clip as well. Questacon, another good place to go to as well.
Oh, that's a fun place. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's got to do its ads though. You're going to go through all the ads and whatnot. So you've got to have beauty collagen from Priceline Pharmacy. So you've got to look nice. So Questacon.
How long do you stay down there, Pete? Roughly.
Usually we do Canberra trips where about 5 to 7 days.
Yeah, that's what I did too. About 5 days.
Yeah, really the reason why we do that is because there's actually quite a bit to see in Canberra, and this includes Questacon. So Questacon is hands-on. So when you go there, it's all about experiments and things like that, science experiments.
I know I had to be
like this guy's pushing on it, which pumps the air out. There's another thing where you drop a pen and it scribbles on a piece of paper, but does this beautiful drawing because it's just hanging on this one string. So it's quite clever. And you've got people all over Questacon that help you play with everything, because it's just basically you go there and just play. That's what it's all about.
I know I had to be dragged out of there kicking and screaming.
Yeah. They are. Computer games as well. I've done this one. And it's so hard to beat the machine. It's really hard. There's a machine playing, what's it called? Is shuffleboard or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Air hockey.
Air hockey, there you go. And it's really hard, like you can't beat it. There's a place where you put your hands on this electric ball and all your hair stands up on end. Mind you, I don't have much hair, so it wouldn't bother me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's all to do with static electricity.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
That's a good one.
And they've got a whole lot of interesting things in there. Right next to it is the National Art Gallery and the High Court of Australia. They're both worth having a look at as well.
Oh, I love art.
So there's lots to do. There's so much to do. Like when you go to Canberra, there really is heaps and heaps to do. Oh, hang on. Here's something that's interesting as well. So I know I'm talking about Canberra a lot, but probably worth having a look at. So this is the National Dinosaur Museum.
Oh, I've been there. That's a good one. I could recommend that one.
So the Dinosaur Museum's, hang on, I'll turn the sound on so you can hear it. Can you hear that?
Cool. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. How are you?
We can't hear the sound of the music feeder.
You can't?
No.
All right. So this here, so basically when you walk in, you go and have a look at all the different dinosaurs roaming around. And it's really, it's good fun. I know I keep looking to the right because I'm watching the screen as well.
I've also one thing, Pete, that was to me, that was very, very hands-on. It was very good.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I agree, Mark. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Yep. And I reckon you can spend quite a bit of time in there just mucking around having a look at it.
Oh, you could, yeah, quite easily.
But here's something that we should all go and see when we go to Canberra. It's you'll recognise this one, I'm sure. I'm sure you will. This is probably the most well-known attraction in Canberra, the War Memorial.
Oh, that was a good one too.
Like I said, I used to live in Canberra, and when I lived in Canberra, it wasn't that big, but now it's huge. It's massive. The idea of it is when they're standing at the front of the War Memorial and they look back down over Anzac Parade and see Old Parliament House and New Parliament House. Canberra was designed around basically Capitol Hill, which is where Parliament House is. So all the main roads lead into Capitol Hill. So even coming from Civic or the city out, they lead into there as well. So the idea was that Walter Burley Griffin, when he designed Canberra, he won a competition because they couldn't. Sydney and Melbourne were arguing over where to put our capital, so they decided they'd put it in Canberra, which is where the Ngunnawal people lived. It sits in a valley, so it's as cold as anything. So if you want to get really cold in winter, you can go to Canberra because the wind flies off the snowy mountains, comes into Canberra. I know, because I used to work there. I used to work outside. I felt that cold many times.
Isn't it roughly halfway between Sydney and Melbourne?
No, it's about 6 hours, 6.5 hours to Canberra from Melbourne, and you're only about 2.5 hours from Sydney.
Uh-huh.
So it's a bit closer to Sydney than what it is Melbourne. But out the back, you see these pictures of the aeroplanes and that now. They've actually expanded right out the back of the War Memorial, and they show you all these different planes. It's just amazing. So it's a great place to go to. That so you got more planes sitting here, and they got full-size planes. They are the men from Snowy River. If you go there on Anzac Day is fantastic at the War Memorial because they've actually had Chinook helicopters come in and fly over the top of you. They got planes that fly over the top and everything.
Wow.
It's fantastic. It's like really good. If you ever get a chance to do that, that's worth doing. Absolutely. This is the Shrine of Remembrance and the Eternal Flame. And then obviously the poppies. Now, once a year we do the poppies. Everyone buys a poppy. And inside, this is the Shrine of Remembrance. I think they call them the unnamed soldiers, which represents Army, Navy and Air Force. Yeah, the unknown soldier killed in war, 1918. Just amazing. Great place to go to. Great place to go to.
That's another place you could spend all day in quite easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
I know we had about 4 hours in there, and I had to be dragged out kicking and screaming.
Yeah. Well, I know you like your war history in that, Mark, so
yeah.
I've no doubt with that. He's even got a kilt on. Hello. All right, so we'll move on to our next one. So that's Canberra.
Canberra.
We're going to go. We won't go to Nelson Bay.
What time of year would you do Canberra? Because I know we did it about March, I think it was.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in the middle of the year because it's bloody cold.
I know. So what would you do about March, April, something like that?
Yeah. Canberra changes each year, so.
That also happens.
For those of you who love music, this is a good one to do. This is the Abba Festival.
Oh.
Abba Festival.
So the Abba Festival, basically you get up dressed like people in Abba and go and have some fun.
Don't listen, Ebony.
And you hear that ABBA's released some new songs.
Yes.
Yes.
So, and they're doing I think they said it's a virtual concert all around the world.
And they don't age.
So if you want to do ABBA, we're doing ABBA again next year. So you can have a look on our brochure and you'll see ABBA in there as well. For the last 2 years, obviously, they've had to cancel it because of COVID. But next year, yeah, I reckon they're back on. So it's well worth doing an ABBA show if you get. It even looks like, what's his name? Is it Bjorn?
Yeah.
Bjorn? Well, that's 2019. It's a bit old, but that's all right. Purchase a ticket for 2019. Don't worry about 2019. That's over. It's in Trundle there. I'll play this one. This might be a bit of fun to have a look at. So basically, yeah, so you wander around on the streets. They got all the acts rolling and everything else. Everyone, similar to Elvis, everyone gets dressed up in ABBA clothes, big hair, you know, bright colours and things like that. So there's some really cool festivals between Elvis, ABBA, the Broken Heel Festival. If you like colour, brightness, fun, laughing, good places to go to, really good places. And we know all the songs because, yeah, everyone knows those songs. She's even got a little kid there. There you go. When you go to a lot of these places as well, you can go and buy costumes. So I bought an Elvis and a Priscilla costume when I was at Elvis one year. And then I had I had the Priscilla wig on. That was good fun. And I actually did climb up on top of the roof of the coach one year, and I stood up there. That was good. We had a ladder up one side. I climbed up the ladder, stood on the coach, got a photo, and then got back down again. And you don't realize how high is a coach when you stand on top of a big bus. You don't realise how high they are.
Oh.
They're really high.
You know, Pete. When I was in America 2 years ago, I did the Graceland's Hawaii trip.
Yep.
We went to Graceland's, and I bought an Elvis T-shirt.
Yeah,
with his picture on the front of it.
They had Abba Festival.
But this ABBA Festival's, it started out a little bit slow, but it seems to be getting really popular now. So if you want to go on it, you sort of got to book fairly early because they force us to book early as well.
Where is that in?
That's Victoria at Ararat, I think. No, that's the Rock and Roll. Where's Elvis? I'm trying to think where ABBA is. No, I think it's New South Wales. I have to check on that. I've got all these festivals running around. They have a Rock and Roll festival as well, and that's Ararat too. No, it's Trundle. It's in Trundle, which is New South Wales.
Trundle.
And next year we'll be able to get up there from Victoria. We'll be able to get up there, so there's no problem with that.
Where on earth is Trundle?
It's actually not far from Parks, I believe. I haven't done the Elvis Festival, the ABBA Festival, so I don't know. We have done it before, but yeah, I just haven't done it myself. That's all. Have you done it, Catherine, or not?
I haven't done that one.
Yeah, so I want to do this one. It looks like fun. Look at all these people just dancing away. Happy little campers, aren't they?
Look at those.
I like the clothes they're wearing. I reckon if we do it, maybe we should get someone to sew up some costumes and we can all wear the same costume just for a bit of a laugh. And then we'll get a photo. We'll all wear hippie clothes. Oh, what's this? If you want to lose weight, you need to use this at bedtime. Yeah, we don't need to lose weight.
just dance a bit and sweat it off.
Yeah, that's right. Well, see, they have a couple of big names there. Rhonda Birchmore. So they've got some big names going to the festival, which is good. They have most of these festivals now, the town organises them, and they get some really good singers and actors in there.
Well, if they didn't have some of these festivals, Pete, those towns, especially out in the country, they'd be dead. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So it's probably worth, if you're interested, there again, like jump on the website and have a look. But you guys will get a brochure posted to you anyway. We've just literally, it was only this morning, we've approved the new brochure for next year. And so that's going to go off to the printer, probably late this week. Mind you, Friday for us in Victoria or in Melbourne is a public holiday. Not that our day changes at all because we're already in lockdown, but it's a public holiday.
Just watch more telly.
All right, so I'm just going to have. Oh, here you go. Here's something that I might get into. Some of our Victorian ones.
Yeah.
You want to go to Victoria. So for all of our Victorians tuned in today, let's have a look at this. So this is a place I really like going, Melbourne Zoo. You guys know Melbourne Zoo or what?
Melbourne.
Yes.
You've been there a couple of times, have you?
Long time ago.
Yeah. Well, a really good thing to do when you get to Melbourne Zoo, or rather than go there, you can actually log in to their live camera. And you can watch the animals live. So before I did this, I was actually watching the giraffes live. Most of the zoos now have live cameras. So you can just log in and you can watch it. And I've been watching stuff all over the world. So there was a camera of Los Angeles airport, and you see the planes come in and out. Not that they were that busy, but you did see the planes come in and out because no one's really flying.
Pete, that's one place I've never been.
It's crazy. It's good fun, but it's crazy.
The Melbourne
So
Zoo. It's just one place I've never been.
So what you're seeing here is this will be a shot of the live camera. They got the live cameras of nearly every animal at Melbourne Zoo. Werribee Zoo has them as well. The fairy penguins down at Phillip Island, that's a really good one. So each night at about, depending on the time of the year, but this time of the year, so at about 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
About 6 now, I think.
Yeah, the camera comes on and you can watch the fairy penguins. Jenny, what are you doing? She's hiding. So watch the fairy penguins. There's one down at Bell's Beach as well, so you can watch the waves crash in if you want to look at the sea.
Isn't it where they do the surfing?
Yeah, it's all the big surfing, yeah. So there's some amazing things to go and have a look at. And you can do all this just on your computer or your iPad or something like that. So really good things to go and have a look at.
The marvels of technology.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I'm sure you guys hate shopping, don't you?
That's something I don't think there's something we've been able to do physically for quite some time.
So this here, another ad, you can never have too many ads running, can you?
No, that's true.
Too many.
The earthquake.
But the beach looks nice, doesn't it? All right, this is Queen Victoria Markets in Melbourne.
Yeah,
so if you like shopping, this is a great place to pick up some really good bargains. So have you guys from Melbourne, have you been to the Queen Vic Markets or not?
No.
What are you doing?
When we're allowed to, we're going to.
Yeah, righto. You got to go and spend some money there.
We do.
And I like big, expensive presents. So when you go there, just think of big, expensive presents.
All right.
I've been to Melbourne a lot, but I've never been there.
The Queen Vic Markets, they've really done it up. So you can wander through there, and we're about to walk in there because I was watching this one yesterday. You walk in there, and they've got all the shops and everything else roaming around, and the little market stalls. But out another section, then they've got all the food where you can buy your groceries and whatnot. And then there's another section where they've got a food court. And they have some of the best food. They've got foods from all over the world. So if you like tasting different sorts of foods, I keep on watching. Yeah, there's some, like they've got Indian, Sri Lankan, they've got Chinese, they've got Australian, they've got kebabs, They've got some of the best donuts. They make their own donuts there as well. Coffee, if you like coffee, because, you know, obviously everyone in Melbourne, we're all coffee snobs because we have got the best coffee in the world.
I love coffee. I love coffee.
You guys like coffee or what?
I love coffee. I'm a coffee addict.
Yeah, right. So you can see here there's lots and lots to buy, and it's all different styles of stuff, and it's not expensive. So you can wander through there, and you can stick to a nice firm budget if you don't want to blow your money apart. One thing that we are finding though, when we are on holidays, is a lot of places don't like cash now. They prefer to use a card of some sort, like a credit card or a debit card. So that's becoming a bit more of a challenge, but nothing you can't get over.
Just be aware of it.
Yeah. A lot of the government places like the zoos and government and museums and that, they don't want to take cash at all these days. They want to take credit card. So we've sometimes had to buy what we're going to buy, and then we take the cash later. See how good the market is, though?
That's not good.
So you got all the bags on the left, so you can buy bags.
Runners.
Then obviously clothes and whatever else. There's linen. What do you want? What do you want? There's just junk stuff like toy stuff. These Yum Yums. Oh, how good are they? Have you tasted them?
No.
Oh, you got to taste them. They're like a sour stick. They're probably a metre long.
Oh.
Loads of sugar, and you just eat them. You just get into them. They're fantastic.
Sounds like a diabetic's dilemma.
Yeah, no, they're fat reducing. They're fat reducing. So if you want to eat them, you can. That's okay.
If you can,
we like the fat reducing stuff.
If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't.
Yeah, exactly right.
No, it's
Well,
not
who we got
fair.
coming in here? So any of you guys know Gail? You're muted, Gail. Have to unmute yourself. So Gail's one of our moteliers. She's up at West Wyalong in New South Wales.
West Wyalong.
We're walking around the markets at the moment. You have to unmute, Gail. You're muted. So yeah, go to the markets. It's well worth going to the markets. Get into those markets. All right. Surf and sun. If you like, I'll see if got another clip here for you. So that's the markets. So that we've pretty much covered Melbourne. So if you want to do, like I said, we've got a New Year's Eve Melbourne trip. That's worth having a look at.
New Year's Eve Melbourne. How many days would you go there?
That one's 5 days.
5 days.
What's this? Bloody kids surfing. I'll watch it, see if it picks up. What else? Here we go. This is something that might be a bit more interesting. So we're going to have a look at the Otway Fly. So the Otway Fly has been closed for a little bit because of COVID, but I'm pretty sure they've going to have it open now anyway.
Where is that?
So the Otway Fly is right down south along the Great Ocean Road. That's worth having a look at. I've been up there and that's really good. So if you like getting out and doing things, really good place to go to.
Great Ocean Road. That's another place I haven't been myself. I've heard of it, but I've never been there.
If you haven't been to the Great Ocean Road, you're missing out. You've got to get onto the Great Ocean Road.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some of the most magnificent views you could ever think of. And see the fly here. So you walk along these channels here, and you're right up at the top of the trees.
Wow.
So if you're scared of heights, probably not perfect, but
Well,
but otherwise,
That wouldn't
great.
worry me. That wouldn't
No, you
worry
wouldn't
me.
get too worried, Mark. We can see they've got these tall timbers and the places when we're going, we choose nice times of the year. And whether it's rainy or whether it's sunny, it doesn't matter that much because it gives a different contrast when you're up there as well. So you imagine you're standing up the top of the trees there and the rain's coming down and you're getting wet, but it all looks different. And then, yeah, you can do crazy things like that.
Oh.
You guys would be into that, wouldn't you?
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
So-
thank you.
That one sounds interesting, actually.
Yeah, they're scooting along on a rope
Oh,
down
my
to the
goodness,
next
that looks
section.
like- Oh no.
I've actually done that with my kids. It's good fun. It's a heap of fun, actually.
When would you
No, that
when
was
would you be
cool
doing
stuff,
that?
Doesn't it?
This one's actually over Christmas. This is our New Year's Eve one, so we're going to probably head down there, the Surf Coast one.
New Year's Eve.
Doesn't it?
So it's just magical, absolutely fantastic fun. You don't have to do that big fly. You can actually just go for a walk around
Walk through the pond.
the bush and things like that. That's worth. Good place to go to if you're going to. Hang on, I'll just bring it up. Hang on. Do you want to watch this zip line? This is a bit of fun. This thing. You ever had a chance? You got to go and do this. I did this a while ago. So they hit you up. See that lady's wearing? She's got the harness on and everything. So it's nice and safe. You're not going to fall off or die or anything like that. So she puts the harness on. They clip the buckle onto her, and you can see someone's got the buckle clipped onto them. And then you jump off, and you launch.
It's like abseiling.
Yeah, sort of, yeah. And then you just sit there. They've probably got a thing on their head, a GoPro or something on their head. And you scoot down to your next point, and then you keep going down till you get down to the ground. So, Colleen, you going to do that with me?
No, thank you.
Pete, is that when you say when you say you go walking in that? Is that all flat surface?
Yeah, relatively flat. Yeah, it's a beautiful. It's a rainforest, really.
Oh, that looks lovely.
But there's no
It's
sort
just
of
fantastic.
no rocks underfoot or anything like that. It's just all flat surface.
No, not many. No. This
Uh-huh.
no. It's sort of it's similar to the ground coverings of Blue Mountains. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
We like our feet on the ground, don't we?
Yeah,
You can walk along this thing here. So, and again, you're all harnessed up, but you don't have to do big, crazy high things like this. You can do something that's a bit lower.
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Hmm.
And then if we get sick of you, we could just chuck you off the side.
Oh, now look, Pete. You know what,
It's the quick way down.
Pete? You know I'm too nice a guy to do that too.
We like to look after you.
That's right.
Just throw you off the edge. You'll be right.
There's nothing about me.
Colleen
No.
likes both feet on the ground.
No, I've been
It
no,
won't hurt me a bit.
I've been a good boy.
Won't hurt me a bit.
I'm one of your best customers.
Oh, I think I've got one more that I can show you today. Oh, Dominique's Dropbox. There you go. Hit the ads. Flagstaff Hills. So if you're into ever been to Warrnambool, go and have a look at Flagstaff Hill.
No,
Really nice place to go to.
never been to Warrnambool.
And they have just this thing here behind that word time, where my mouse is. I hope you can see my mouse. They do a sound and light show every night there as well. I think most nights there. And this is the actual hill. We can wander up and you can go. It's a really nice place to go for picnics. We usually do a barbecue down there for all our Warrnambool passengers once a year as well. And they've renovated a lot of these places as well. So Flagstaff Hill, it was closed for a while because they were updating it and renovating it. Now it's really, really good. Very informative. Good museum in there as well, where you learn about all the shipwreck coast, all the many shipwrecks that have happened down south.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes,
The
yes.
Lockhart, the famous one.
Yeah, the Lockhart.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's one of the famous shipwrecks. And you can actually, and they talk about how do they get from the Lockhart back onto the water, back to, I suppose, Warrnambool to the coast and whatever else. There's some places as you drive along the Great Ocean Road, you can get off and you walk down onto the sand, and you can see how hard it was for when the ships got wrecked and sunk, how hard it was to get back again.
Isn't that what they call the shipwreck coast?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Yep. And then you walk down this track here. There's an old school here. There's a church. There's shops. Obviously
Oh,
the gardens and whatnot.
what deserted.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all a model, but obviously the ship's chandlers.
Earthquake.
Now, do you know why they say you freeze the balls off a brass monkey?
Yes, I've heard that. It means freezing the actual cannonballs.
Exactly. There's nothing rude to it. Everyone goes, oh, that's disgusting. No, it's not actually, because they have this brass thing, and cannonballs sit in this brass thing called a monkey. And when it got really cold in England, the balls would pop off the monkey, so it would freeze the balls off a brass monkey.
And they had that material because it was non-explosive.
Exactly. So I'm full of useless information. Full of useless information. Now I've got to get back to...
Useless, but a true story.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think I've probably talked enough today. You're probably sick of listening to me and watching these.
No, I'm not.
No, we're not.
No, we don't.
You want to keep going a bit longer?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, no worries. I've got a bit of time, so that's all right. All right, we'll push through.
I will say one thing, Pete. You were a very good guide in Darwin.
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed that. It was very good.
Yeah, it was.
Here we go, the pub. Steam packet in, the pub.
Oh.
I'm going to pub. So places like this, these are just amazing places to go to. And there's you go to something like Flagstaff Hill, that's only one part of it. But there's so much to see inside Flagstaff Hill. It's a great place to go to. And there's parts you go, yeah, well, that's not so good. But there's other parts you go, oh, this is fantastic. And we'll goof around, so we'll make sure you're laughing and giggling, because that's what we want to do. We want to have fun.
That's what you want to do on a holiday. Have fun.
Exactly right. Exactly right. All part of the gig, really, isn't it?
Get away from the mundane.
That's right. Let me show you something that I like, and I know Catherine likes. You like food, you guys?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
If there's food and wine, I would do.
Cheese World.
Ooh.
So this place is right near Warrnambool, so we can actually go, Alan's for January 2020. So Cheese World, we drive about 10 minutes out of Warrnambool to Cheese World, and they've got all the best cheeses to taste. And I'll tell you, they also have the best milkshakes. So if you love milkshakes, good place to go. And what ice cream?
Ice cream.
There you go, ice cream as well. So they've got a little museum there, so you can have a wander around the museum and whatnot. And that's worth going to because you see what it was like yesteryear, old times. And then you go into their shop, and their shop's cheese tasting, souvenirs, buying drinks and things like that. Really good place to go. It has been closed for the last probably 18 months because of COVID, but I'm expecting they'll open it up probably late this year. I'll get back into it, which is good. Milkshakes, try our famous milkshakes. Large, small, thick shake.
I like the sound of the cheese.
Well, they got all different cheeses, so it's not just one type of cheese. They got cheddars and bries and all the rest of it. So they got a very big variety of cheeses to choose from.
You'll have to have a very big rope and lasso for me, I think.
Oh, yeah, let's have a look at this. For everyone in Melbourne, did you see that with this earthquake that happened this morning? I don't know about you, Gail, but we had an earthquake here.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah.
Did you get shaken around or not?
No, see, scratching did. I didn't. We didn't. Well, we didn't at the Cameo. but that's why I was sort of late getting on too, because I was having trouble with the internet.
Yep.
We had I had friends from on Facebook saying, "Oh, did you feel that? Did you feel that?" And I went,
Oh, end of the world.
anyway, so yeah. Unfortunately, though, it sort of affected my phone lines and the internet. So
Yeah, right.
That's scary.
So you guys,
yeah.
probably some of you guys are Jenny. You'll know Gail for sure because you'll know Jenny. She's just hiding, Gail.
can't see her.
She's not showing us her face, but
Right.
but yeah. So you'll know a few of these guys anyway. So we go. Oh, there's Jenny. How are you, Jenny?
there's
Oh, good to see you,
I don't know her.
Jenny. Give us a smile. You look serious.
She does. Hi, Jen.
I don't know Jenny.
Hi, Jenny. Hi, Catherine.
This stuff.
Jenny and I went to Hong Kong a couple of years ago together.
Hong Kong.
Well, that's a lifetime ago, isn't it?
Yeah, God, that seems like forever ago.
I know.
The uncle.
Oh, yes.
That's one place you wouldn't go now.
One day we'll get back to there somewhere else.
Yeah. I don't think we'll rush.
Yep.
So, Jenny, what do you reckon? Jenny, what do you reckon?
I'll be back soon.
What's that?
What do you reckon, Jenny? You having fun or what?
Still here.
Good to hear.
I'd like to go on holiday with you again, Peter.
Where should we go?
We'd all like to, Jen. You bet ya. Can I think about it, Peter? Can I think about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Have a think about it. Have a look on our website for our new brochure now that because I think it was Jan said that you've got your own internet connection and you're all wired up.
It's all wired up.
So you'll be able to jump on our website and have a look at our new brochure, but you'll get a copy anyway.
Yeah.
So Mark, it might be better for you because you can click on it and it's got text to voice
Text the voice.
as well. So let me know how you go with that. Actually, if you just send me a message if it doesn't work or something like that, it's not working properly. Let me know because I can get that fixed up. Because I need people like you to help me get that fixed up because I can obviously see it and read it. Whereas if you can't, then we can patch that up, which would be good. All right, gang. Well, that's going to be it for this week. We're going to do another one next week if you're interested.
Another one.
But we'll send you out an email anyway. We'll probably do it maybe a bit later in the day. We had a couple of people say, can we do it later in the day or change days or something like that? But we'll have a look at that. But we'll be in touch. Probably not late. We'll probably in touch. Yeah, probably late this week, I think, Marianne. So we'll send out another email saying, hey, who wants to be joining us? And then we'll jump on and away we go. All right.
Yep.
But otherwise, gang, thank you for joining in.
Pete, the other one you
Yep.
said sit down to Great Ocean Road. When would you do that?
We have. So there's nothing this year.
Mhm.
It'll be early next year.
Early next year. And how long would you expect to go on that?
Usually the Great Ocean Runs go for about 5 to 7 days. From Sydney, it's about 5 to 7 days.
And that would be like what, early January, something like that.
You're probably more looking February, March.
February,
The
March.
Great Ocean Road ones. Yeah.
I think
It's South Australia one.
like I say, I've heard of the place, but I've never been down there. So.
12 apostles and things
What
like
reckon?
that.
Yeah.
Beautiful part of the world.
So, Jenny, South Australia probably won't be till about February, March as well, because we can't get over the borders at the moment to get there.
No, nobody can.
You just have to deal with the places that you can go that are safe that you know of.
But you know what? In all honestly, the places that we have been in the last 18 months have been amazing. We've spent more time in our home states learning about our home states than we ever have.
That's
We
very
used to always
true.
go to those big destinations, and now we're going to some of the smaller local destinations, and they're just absolutely amazing.
I'd
I
just
did
like
the-
to get to somewhere in my own state. I can't go anywhere.
You're not allowed too many
You
places.
know, 10 kilometres.
I'm supposed to be in Coffs Harbour. I've cancelled that 3 times. I'm going to Port Macquarie at the end of November if I can get there.
Well, we've got our wedding anniversary, was it in a week and a half's time?
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be going too many places.
5 hit out the back door,
Yeah, that's right.
Port Macquarie,
hosting
I've been there.
marshmallows.
Darcy, I've been to Port Macquarie.
You've been there, Jenny?
They can hear you too. I've been to Big Banana.
The big
Big
banana.
banana. Well,
We're
you're
going
lucky,
Like
Jan.
now.
We're actually organising a trip up there late this year.
Oh, good. I
So
might
the
just
big
jump
banana.
on that one.
Maybe I'll do that one.
That's right. Come with
Get to
us.
see Coffs Harbour.
Maybe I'll do that one, Peter. Big
What's
Banana.
that? The big banana.
Maybe I'll do that one. Port
Yeah, live on the
Macquarie.
wild side, Jen. You crazy cat.
Behave yourself, Rude. Behave.
God love her.
Behave. I never behave. You should know that.
Yes,
You
okay.
stir. Crap. Oh, no.
God
Darcy,
love her.
do that one. I've been to Port Macquarie.
Yeah. All right, gang. I better go and do some
All
work.
right. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks all for jumping in, and
All
we'll
right.
send you out an email
All
for
right,
one next
mate.
week.
Bye.
Start to share it for me.
Bye.
See you all. Thanks for coming.
Start to share it for me.
Hey,
Start
Pete,
to share it.
See you. Bye.
hey, Pete.
Yep.
How
Start
many?
to share it for me.
You're up there in Darwin on tour, are you?
I was, yeah. Yeah, I was, yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll
but-
be our Darwin one. So I jump onto our website. Let me just have a look. I can't remember when we're going up there next, but let me have a look.
Hmm.
So we've got July. That's a Catherine. That's a camping one. We've got an Alice Springs one, but there's also a Darwin one that we've chucked in there as well.
Darwin one.
I've got one that I'm actually going to. So we got Melbourne and Sydney. So we meet up in Victoria, in Melbourne, and then we're driving from Melbourne through South Australia up into Northern Territory to Alice Springs. Uluru and Alice Springs, and then the group flies home, and I actually have to drive back.
Mhm.
So, but I'll have a look. If you want to have a look at a Darwin one, have a look in the brochure.
Mhm.
And if you can't see something you like, let me know and we can sort of hash something up. That's okay.
Yeah, because I would have liked to have had a little bit more time around up there because I think we had about a week up there, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did 8 days up there.
That's it. Yeah, 8 days.
And I was earlier this year when I went there, I was up there because I flew in. So I came in with the group and then I stayed on for about another week and a half after it because we had a 50th birthday party up there at that time. So my wife, I stayed up there. The group flew home. My wife flew in. So Sharon flew in with my daughter, Sharon and Matilda flew in. We had about a week up there together. And then because Victoria went into lockdown, I stayed there for another 4 or 5 days and flew to Adelaide. And I did a trip in Adelaide. So the middle of this year, I didn't get home for about 7 weeks because I was dodging lockdowns. So I did very well with dodging lockdowns. And I was overweight because I was in Darwin, so I had no clothes. I had to go and buy clothes and a bag and everything.
But works.
When I flew from Adelaide, because I had to go from Adelaide then across to Sydney. And when I flew across there, I was picking up a car in Sydney, which was one of our cars. The Virgin check-in lady, she goes, "Oh, you're a bit overweight." I said, "Oh, can you let me through?" She goes, "Yeah, okay." So she let me through with my overweight baggage. And then I shoved it in the car and I didn't have to fly again. But then I drove from Sydney to Cairns because I did a couple of trips around Sydney. Then I had to go to Cairns. I drove to Cairns, and that was a drive and a half. Good fun. And then I flew back to Melbourne. I did another trip and then had to fly back to Cairns, pick up the van and drive home. So I did, it was 2.5 days up because I was sort of northern New South Wales. Then I was 3.5 days coming back down south in the van. So I went through some amazing country though. I jumped around. I know this is a bit off topic, but I jumped around and I drove inland from Cairns because I'd never done that. And some of the scenery and the bush around there is just fantastic.
Oh, especially the Mossman Gorge.
Yeah. I went to a place called Hebel and I'd never heard of this place. Hebel is a little one-horse town. It's got a pub there and that's it. There's nothing else there.
Yeah, just in the middle of the bush. And
I went to the place just before Hebel, like Goulburn. I went there and I said, I'll get some lunch here. So I went and bought some lunch there. And I was doing like full-on meals for like $12. I went, geez, this is cheap. Really? Like if you bought it in the city, you'd be paying $25. And that was like $12, $14 for a meal. And good place to go to, like a really interesting place to go. They must got floods there because interesting enough, and I've never seen this before, the motel was built on stilts. Most of the houses in the motels are built on stilts.
Yeah,
so it must just flood through the whole area.
That's not only for flooding, that's for aeration too, to keep them cool.
Yeah. And I was cautious of what I was doing because it was so far out that I made sure the van was always full of diesel. So I drove out of one town. I went, I had about 350 kilometres left on the tank. And it was only, 200 k's to the next town. I thought, no, I think I'll go back. So I drove back, filled up, and then started driving again. So I thought, I don't want to run out of diesel because I didn't have any phone service. So it was great fun. So we've actually got a couple of, off that though, all these places I visit, off that we've actually built some really cool holidays in outback Queensland. We've got some great, and that's what the Broken Hill Festival is in Broken Hill. So we're trying to do a few different types of holidays for different people that want to do different things. So we're trying to jazz it up a bit for you. So if you've got any holiday ideas, send me an email, give me a ring, whatever suits.
Okay then. Well, I'll be looking forward to the brochure then.
Yeah, it'll be good. All right, Ebony, Tom, Colleen, thank you for joining us.
That's all right, thank you.
And we'll see you next time. See you, Mark. See you, Jenny.
See you, Pete.
Take it easy, you guys. Look after yourselves.
Yeah, you too.
I double put us down. Bye.